Hey guys, welcome back to the CNSL Season 7 here on ArtosisCasts. Today we're going to be starting the second match in the round of 8. This is going to have Dewalt, our last non-Korean player, going up against Yoon, an ACS champion. It is going to be a best of 5, of course. Going to be starting here on Troy, our craziest of the maps. Can't wait to see how these guys open up. And yeah, without further ado, I think let's get into this game. In the top right, our PROTOSS from Russia, it's Dewalt. And his opponent in the bottom rest, the bottom right, bottom rest, it's Yoon. All right, so Yoon, ACS champ, which, that's the Africa TV Challengers StarLeague. 2 people win that a year. It's huge. Really, really strong Zerg. Obviously, Dewalt's getting better and better, showing unbelievably strong games all over the place. That Xiaoshuai series is one of my favorite. It was probably my favorite PROTOSS for Zerg series of the year. I don't know. Sulky Snow was pretty good too. But really, that was one of my favorites for sure. Right? Yeah. So I looking at this, I love Dewalt. He's a buddy. He's a good guy. I want him to succeed. I want him to get into ASL. Hell, I want him to be the world champion. I think that would be the sickest stuff ever. But I actually favor Yoon in this series. Okay? Yoon is just such a strong Zerg player. I think it's just like, in a best of 5, does Dewalt have what it takes to take down someone of this level? Like, Yoon is on this short list to be a new regular ASL player with Zerg, right? I put him above HM. I think Zealot already we can kind of consider a pretty regular player, so I won't really mention him here. But, I put him above Saber. I put him above... I don't know why my brain is messing up and not giving me the names of all the top amateur Zergs. It's so much easier with Terran. Yeah, anyways, I'm just saying that I can't think of, like, Zerg players that I think are basically better than Yoon that are not regulars in ASL at the moment. So anyways, Dewalt comes down here. He scouts. He sees that it is, a pool first. Blocks that hatchery for a moment and gonna go ahead and... we'll see if he lets that finish. He does not. He cancels. So Yoon will make that first. Okay. So Dewalt has gone for a single cannon. He's going to go Nexus. Now, here's the question. Okay? There has been, lately, a lot of PROTOSses doing, like, a Forge expand into 2 Gateway lately. And there's 2 different variants. There's just the second Gateway. And in this case, this Overlord's kind of close, but you might be able to build it up here and hide it because you don't want them to see it. If they see it, it's really easy to counter. There's that variant, and then there's one where you get gas and get +1 started and go for that we saw from Mini, if I'm recalling correctly. Now, I don't know if Dewalt will do something like that, but when I saw that, I thought to myself, wow, that is a really teched out cool build for this map in particular, right? Because if you start to push Zerg back, you get this choke. Now, I'm not going to say, you kill. Killing the assimilators affects Zerg the least by miles. Okay, first off, if you kill one, what does it stop? Lurkers from going in and out? Who cares? Literally, who cares? No one. Also, they get Niduses, right? Like, obviously, if you upgrade drop for Overlords, you have like a million things that can drop, that type of thing. So it doesn't affect Zerg that much. But the fact that the choke is so small and it's so close to the hatchery, and it's not like the Lings are going to be on high ground or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I like that build for this map. Now, I don't know that he's going to do that. And in fact, he's not. He's going Cybernex core. So it looks like it's going to be like a more regular game here out of Dewalt. Does make that first Zealot and starts to send it out. Hatchery going up in that bottom left. Yoon with this setup, by the way. We've talked about this many, many times in casts, whether it be ASL or here. But when you set up another main's natural base, this can put you into 4 base very quickly. And it's something that we see in both matchups, in Zerg vs. PROTOSS and Zerg vs. Terran. In Zerg vs. PROTOSS, 4 bases is... It's Not exactly the same as against Terran. Against Terran, it's like, okay, we have to stop that now. Against PROTOSS, it's like, basically, you turtle really hard as Zerg for a long time, and you can get up into defilers and stuff, and you have actually quite a few options from there. We'll talk more about that as the game progresses, but just something to watch out for, right? Since he has this hatchery, he can make one here and not make drones, right? Like, he can use that as a macro hatchery. That's a real possibility. Now, Spire on the way. The first Zealot did get some decent intel, so only one cannon back here. +1 is coming. A Dragoon popped out pretty quickly here to try to push away this Overlord. +1 air attacks on the way. And, of course, that Stargate coming as well. So nothing really that out of the ordinary. I guess some Speedling's going to run in. Oh, God. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Oh, my gosh. I actually, like, just completely didn't notice that coming. But Dewalt in some trouble now. You know, the Dragoon could help if it doesn't get surrounded. Yeah, that did not end up helping like you wanted. Now, Dewalt starts a cannon in his mineral line. So, like, that's good. But how many probes are going to be killed before that? So far, 1. Gonna get 2, 3, 4. Oh, my God. He didn't get the 4th. Okay, there's the 4th. And can't quite get the 5th. Okay, so Yoon at this point has taken a lead. Oh, he's trying to get that last one. Oh, my God. Can't believe he got it. Can't believe he got it. Corsairs are coming out. Okay, so 28 workers to 26 is Zerg favored. We have Carapace on the way, so definitely thinking about utilizing that Spire tech heavily. Corsair going to come down and start pressuring this Overlord, but Scourge are about to pop out of here, so he's going to have to turn that around and turn that around quickly. Oh, no. Okay, this might be a quick game. A lot has gone wrong for Dewalt here. Seriously, a lot. The fact that those Lings got in, they killed his cannon, they forced a bunch of probe kills, they killed that random Dragoon he had, forced a cannon here. Now he's lost his first Corsair against someone who is planning on going for Mutalisks. Hasn't done that yet, but is planning on it. Look at this. 2 more gases being made. Right? You can't even really scout with your Corsair right now. This is a nightmare situation for Dewalt. So yeah, like, definitely could be an anticlimactic game number 1 for our Russian PROTOSS. Now, the Lings are slowing down the Zealots a little bit, but they do have +1, so Speedlings don't really do very well here. He's not super well defended against this. You know, as you come in here, I think when you look at this, and this is what you see, you say, mutas are on the way. It looks pretty obvious, okay? Like, you don't see a Hydralisk Den or an Evolution Chamber up here helping to block anything. Very sparse defense. Second gas is up. It kind of, to me, it feels like it's saying that it's Mutalisk. We'll see if Dewalt thinks the same. You know, he already has this cannon in his main, so that's kind of nice, at least. This cannon is pretty well placed. Zealot legs are on the way. He does have +1 already. +1 armor coming up. Evolution Chamber finally goes up over here. Kind of a nicer SimCity, as you see. Right? This is what I was talking about over there, where it's like, yeah, okay, and there's the Hydralisk Den, right? It's just like a natural building placement. You can, like, I don't know the exact SimCities, but you're like, yeah, you just kind of put some buildings in there, right? And you didn't have any of that. So mutas are popping out right now. Lots of Scourge as well. He is going to wait for this +1 Carapace to finish up before he goes, because otherwise it's like an anti-timing, right? A Spore on the way. Oh, that's interesting. Not what I expected here. Might turn out to be very useful. Now, definitely map control right now for Yoon. He's bringing up the mutas and Scourge. Dewalt can't see this yet. Oh, his Zealot popped out. I think his Zealot did see that. Okay, so now you see what you're up against. You see that your opponent's made mutas. You see that they've made 5, which is a very standard amount because it one-shots probes. The amount of Scourge is actually really crazy. Look at that. 16 Scourge right now. Is that +2 Flyer Carapace? Holy crap. What am I looking at? I haven't seen anyone go +2 Flyer Carapace against PROTOSS, really. That is a very rare move. That is a very rare move. What? Dude, I've seen it against some of the Valkyrie builds that popped up like a year and a half ago. I did see some +2 Carapace builds there. Obviously, in Zerg vs. Zerg, you see it from time to time. But against PROTOSS, generally you get the +1 carapace. You know they're never going to get +2 air weapons. But here's the thing. If +2 carapace finishes, like, you'll do well against Corsairs, but does it really help against the ground army that's going to be around at that point? Psystorm and Dragoons and stuff? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, most upgrades help most of the time. But it's very strange. I'm excited to see what he does with it. Okay, killing a few probes there. Pulls back. Says, hey, chase me, chase me, chase me. Here come my Scourge. Good baiting. Good attempt. Oh, and the Scourge coming up to help protect those Mutalisks. Got to be careful about that Archon as well. Zealot's kind of getting in on top of everything. Ooh, the Archon getting a big hit on those Mutalisks. They take a lot of damage there. The Cloud of Scourge waiting for these Corsairs, and they will actually not do that well. They kill only 2. Some more coming out. And Dewalt actually getting some damage done here. Looks like he's going to target down this Hydralisk Den and actually lose a lot of Zealots in the meantime. So now the Hydralisk Den is dead. He did start a second one during that, so I think he kind of knew that Dewalt wanted to get that done anyways. So not too long till he gets that back up and going, but he does not have Hydralisk range yet, right? That did get canceled. Dewalt right now getting into his plus Dragoon range. That additional hatchery is up. Look at this drone count right now. 51 drones. Kind of crazy. Upgrades continuing forward. Look at this. Dewalt has chosen to go for +2 attack as opposed to +2 armor. +2 armor, very, very popular, right? Most people have been doing that lately. They go +1 attack, +1 armor, +2 armor. And what that does is it helps out against Mutalisks, right? It really reduces that incoming damage and keeps your High Templars alive longer, right? Against Mutas, Lings, whatever it might be. Hydras, right? It's considered the best way to play right now, but yeah, it does not mean you have to do it. So back to a more old school approach of quick +2 attack. +2 Mutalisk armor is almost done. And by the way, I did see that he had started the drop upgrade, but then canceled. Or maybe that was speed. I didn't notice. I just noticed it was an Overlord upgrade. So a lot of Hydras on the way. Lurker upgrade. Lots of drones being pumped out. He doesn't have that much defense. Now, it comes up with quite a few Hydras. The Hydras don't have good upgrades yet. He has +1 coming. But obviously, a 2 upgrade advantage for this PROTOSS army, and he has Psystorm. Like, the Hydras are not going to beat this. They can be annoying. And they are being a little bit annoying right now, right? They're jumping up here. They're trying to micro. He's making some Lurker eggs out of some of the damaged ones. Dewalt's, actually, I like that a lot. The Storm hits some Hydras and then also 2 of the eggs, so kills off 2 of the eggs. More Dragoons coming out here for Dewalt. Starts to really overwhelm. And this is going to force Yoon back. Yeah, still got to say, like, you know, I was saying it might be a quick game. You can kind of see Yoon, like, it feels like he's starting to overpower Dewalt a bit, right? It's 4 base against 2 right now. He's down upgrades, but he's actually kind of holding his own out in the middle. Hive is already on the way. Like, this all looks really good for Yoon when I just look at the mini-map, when I look at the numbers. Supply-wise, well, I guess Dewalt's technically up 20 army supply because he is down in workers. Dewalt starts this top left. He's going to need to get that finished, right? If he loses a 3rd base, there's really no way to win because he'd have to break like 1 to 2 bases of his opponent for sure. So Dewalt comes forward. Oh, very good Storm. This is actually really annoying, but Dewalt might be able to just run up here and kill these off. Oh, man, it's going to be a cancel. That has to be very, very annoying. While still having Corsairs in here. Having a hard time killing even a few Scourge. As the +2 carapace is there. By the way, 3 Evolution Chambers upgrading right now for Yoon. So he's really going for that Hive style. All right, diving in. I don't know why he's attacking the Overlords so heavily here. Taking a lot of damage from that Spore and the Hydras. But you know what? He's actually starting to break this natural. Are there not enough units here? Psystorm goes down, helps clear out some of the Hydras. Down goes the Sunken pretty quickly. Not a lot of Psystorms left. One left with the second one still coming. A big flank comes up from Yoon. Oh, gosh. He actually, with that one Storm, does some good damage. Brings down a few more Rallying Zealots as well as a High Templar. And you know what? Dewalt is actually maintaining. He's maintaining this position. He's got 3 upgrades going up against 1 right now, so maintain that 2 upgrade advantage. Kind of nice for him at the moment. This is some serious damage that we're looking at. A lot more Hydras on the way. Adrenal for Zerglings as well, but he's going to hold his natural. Imagine if Dewalt kills this natural. That's like a really, really big move. Look at this. 2 Sunkens being made in a very defensive location. Like he's trying to just sneak those in a way. Nice Psystorm goes down onto those Lurkers. Observer's going to be pulled back so he can pick those off as well. And Dewalt's going to overpower the natural base. Now, don't forget, Dewalt's on only 2 base here. So what I was saying before, right? Like, if his 3rd gets canceled, he needs to kill 1 to 2 bases. He's killed 1. We're actually, this game got a lot more even now. So it's 3 base versus 2 base at the moment. We have really great upgrades for Yoon, though. Like, Adrenal is about to finish. He's got 1-1 on his Hydras. He's going to have 2-1. And he has 1-1 on his Lings. So 1-1 Cracklings are one of the strongest things that you'll ever see. Followed by, you know, 2-2 Cracklings a bit better. 3-3. You know, any set of upgrades that you're looking at there. Basically, Cracklings are amazing. Nidus on the way. Very well defended main. So he was actually worried that he might lose this as well. So Yoon might just go full turtle mode from here, right? Now, what I was saying before, because this was kind of like a weird position that we were watching, right? Yoon was out here attacking. And I think the reason he was attacking is because he was ahead earlier on, right? If you recall, Dewalt lost some probes early. He lost his first Corsair. You know, none of his early pressure really did anything. But Yoon started to attack. What I was saying with the 4 bases, you can go hive quickly and you can kind of play a really defensive game. And instead he was attacking. So you can see where it's like, okay, he canceled Dewalt's 3rd, but he was attacking, and then Dewalt could counterattack, get some damage, that type of thing. So kind of a funny position. Some Lings and Hydras coming up and picking off units. Maybe trying to go after this 3rd base. Not so sure if he'll be able to kill that. I think Dewalt can bring enough units back that he's not going to end up losing it. I believe so. He might get in here and just shut down the simulator. And maybe not because the 2 cannons are shooting. I don't think he has really time for that. Oh, places the Lurker Egg. Very annoying. Oh my god. Dewalt going to lose his 3rd. And probes. He had quite a few probes here, and down those go. Very, very bad here for Dewalt. Which, by the way, he did have a few units over here, but not a huge impactful deal. Now, Dewalt is trying to retake this base. And I guess it is 2 base versus 3 base, but that's so much better for Zerg here. Okay, look. Mineral patches are getting low, but they're still going to be there for a bit. Very healthy. Medium, right? Ooh. Hold the phone, though. I mean, if you're killing that many drones, holy crap, that was a lot of drones killed. Going after these drones as well. Oh, too bad if he had gotten that group. Kills a ludicrous amount of drones. Look at this, 29 suddenly. He was up at 45. So now we're getting into those drop upgrades. Right? Transporting for Overlord. So that means he wants to take this base and he wants to take this base. And maybe even attack too, right? You could drop this base, that type of thing. Dewalt right now with the forward army out on the map. Dewalt, by the way, out of money. So see that I was actually trying to do the mineral comparison to show you guys that like Dewalt's really far behind, but he's got this base up now. So he's going to have 6 mineral patches mining, but he's got to keep some like peak efficiency with these units. By the way, the Hydras shut down top left. He says, Dewalt, you're not taking this base. That's kind of crazy. Like, what does Dewalt have open to himself now? This one's going to be shut off too. So it's like, okay, you get this one and like, maybe that? Probably not. Probably not. Like, right? There's this. It's kind of a wild game. It's kind of a wild game because like, Dewalt's doing the right amounts of damage, and he's running around. He's staying active. You know, he's got good upgrades. Look, his +2 is, or his +3 rather, is just about to finish. There it is, +3. Great upgrades. He's hitting his storms, right? There's like really important things happening for him, but he's just been behind the whole game. You know, maybe only that moment where he was attacking here, it looked like he might be getting ahead or something. Now, looking at Yoon's base, right? He's trying to take his natural again. That's not going to work. Should cancel. Too busy doing something else. Oh, God. Dude. DT drop in that bottom left main. Unbelievable. Huge amounts of damage. 8 kills on those 2 DTs. Trying to sneak this DT away a little bit. Looks like, oh, we'll just barely get picked up. Dewalt moving back towards the center with his main army. Some links coming over. Wow, a lot of damage actually dealt. Yoon's position doesn't feel quite as good as it did before, does it? They're equal worker counts, although obviously Dewalt's worker count is unbelievably super saturated here. 6 patches is a very small base, by the way. And you got to decide, am I making units with this? Or am I going to expand again? And I like, he's going to have to expand. I don't think he can kill him. I don't think there's any way you kill him by making units in this position. Like, run around, be cost efficient over and over, but I think he just needs another base. I think that's all there is to it. Where can he take it, though? Here, probably, yeah. Throws it down here. This Hydra's not going to be able to quite reach. I wonder if one hold position here can hit that. No, I don't think so. Not quite. So consume Fortifilers is done. He's going to want to utilize Plague pretty heavily coming up. Some Cracklings coming out to kill this Dark Templar. So getting ready to expand here. Oh, even dropped and expanded the island here. Mostly Ling Lurker Defiler being made. Definitely not a bad comp. Dewalt continues to roam about the middle, setting up this base, leaving a fair amount of units here. He knows he has to get this to finish. Takes a long time to mine 400 minerals here, no matter how many probes you have. Yeah, throws on that Dark Swarm. Of course, Dark Swarm, very helpful here. Don't forget, the Archon attack is ranged. It does do its splash damage under Dark Swarm. Obviously, if you're attacking a single Lurker in there, it's not going to get hit. But yeah, Archon's not super strong there. And of course, Dragoons do nothing under the Dark Swarm. Psystorm, totally fine, though. All right, he makes these Archons look cool with that Plague. It's like a drone drop to the top left. He made this an island, and now he's going to use it. I like how right now Yoon is just running around with small groups of Lings. Just seeing what he can get done for cheap. Nidus is up here, double Lurker. Dude, this is turning into kind of a wild game, isn't it? Plasma Shield upgrade before +2 armor. Very interesting stuff. Going to make his buildings a bit better. Going to make his Archons a bit better, which is really important. Archons are going to be a big part of this game for Dewalt because he just does not have good mineral income. A lot of drones coming out, but not that many patches left here. All right, looks like Dewalt thinking about attacking in here. Of course, the Dark Swarm's slowing him down a bit. Yeah, these Psystorms not working out, honestly. Okay, this I need to point out. Greater Spire. Okay, Greater Spire, this is almost turned into a little bit of a meme, a little bit of a joke as well, where I try to bring up that Guardians are actually very good in this matchup, and they truly are. Okay? So, like, imagine a Guardian here. You have to utilize 2 Psystorms against that, right? That's very, very annoying. And they're super good if you get to these weird positions where there's a lot of Archons or Reavers mixed in. But yeah, excited to see that. A Queen on the way. I think the Queen is only for Parasite, if I had to guess. You can use Broodling. Broodling on High Templars is good. But I think what we'll see is just Parasites going down, because PROTOSS has no counter to Parasite. You simply see where their stuff is. Oh, sick storm drop here from Dewalt. Ends up getting 14 kills. Oops. Oh, well. Down that goes. This base up and mining, going to get it onto gas right away. And look at this, a Nidus to the top left. So Yoon sneaking in one of these island bases at least. We'll see if he tries to take this one. Obviously, we still have some other islands on the map. But the fact that Yoon is playing a turtley like island Zerg here is so cool, right? So he's turned this into islands. By the way, the 5 Hydras that were left, he turns them all into lurkers. Dude, I love this. Sets up mass lurker here. I would like to see like a couple spores and sunken colonies here as well. Like 1 spore, 2 sunks, that type of thing. This becomes really, really hard to attack. This is so cool though, right? Like Yoon maybe overextending at some point in the game has now turned this into a wild game where he's taking islands and Dewalt has complete map control for basically the entirety of the game. But like half the bases are islands, right? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far, 6 bases are islands. Okay, so that's a hell of a lot. Man. And it's a 16 base map, so I guess it's not like half or more than half, but like you get my meaning. Okay, so something got parasited. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure we're going to be able to find it either. The drag selecting has a purpose here. You see the green outline, you know that it got parasited. Probably a shuttle would be my imagination of what the best thing to parasite would be. Now, some mutas coming out. These are going to be to make into guardians. Very, very excited about this, actually. Where is he bringing them? Flies them around. I'm not sure why he would bring them there. That seems kind of weird. Now, a little Defiler drop goes down, but there is an Archon in here, so he's just going to be able to... Well, you can see that 2 Cracklings kill an Archon under Darkstorm, so... It kind of goes to show, right? You're only dealing the splash damage. And Archon without Darkstorm there obviously destroys. So here's what the idea was. He sent these up here. I was thinking about these up here as defensive, but they're actually offensive. He's going to bring these down and attack this base. Now, 2 storms kills 1. They're not fast, right? So you have to split these. If you bring these up in a group of 3, that's cash money for Dewalt right there. Unless he doesn't storm. Oh, and does float into the distance here. Very good storms from Dewalt. By the way, we do have another drop coming out right now. Looks like those lurkers be dealt with pretty quickly. A little bit of an attack up there. Another storm on the Guardians. Dude, right now, we have 2 Stargates making Corsairs. No plus additional attack, and a 3rd Stargate's up. So it looks like we're actually going to have this game switch way over. Dewalt is actually, by the way, getting +2 plasma shields, which will help those as well. More mutas on the way, but this is going to turn into mass Corsair. What? Dude, this is the weirdest game ever. Archon will be picked off. You can see how annoying these Guardians are getting. No real mining happening at this base. It's got like 1 probe on gas, and that's it. Brings these Scourge over. We are going to see the Corsairs come really soon. Now, here comes another drop in here. Some pretty big Psy Storms. You know, unfortunately, the Overlords don't really die very quickly there. Zealot's coming in to help out. You know, if he couldn't have rallied in here, that actually would have worked. That actually would have killed this base. But plenty of units just come right in for Dewalt and block it. I actually do not quite know what's going to happen this game, because it still looks to me to be Yoon favored. He just has too many bases. Dewalt is being efficient. He will save this base, I think. 5 Corsairs, 3 more on the way. Yeah, so he's just got to kind of hit a critical mass there. Don't forget there is +2 flyer carapace, though. So, like, 4 armor Guardians, 2 armor Scourge. Really annoying stuff. Scourge coming in to pick off the Overlords. I like the idea. And here come those Corsairs. As a lot of the Scourge die, able to do so. Going to take a minute, but they will chunk through these eventually. See if the 3 Stargates get used very much more. Mass Guardians, man. Mass Guardians against Protoss. Truly the way to win when you're on Mass Island bases. Whoa. Sickest Storms right there. And look at that. The combination of Storm plus Corsair just completely cleaning those guards. So, you know, I think the first set of Guardians did really well. Obviously, that second set did, like, very close to nothing and just seemed like a waste. His island base is still mining strong. Looks like he's finally reset up his natural, but not any drones there yet. All right, looks like we have an attack over on this 3 o'clock base. The 3 o'clock base is getting pretty low at this point. Yeah, and it looks like he should be able to break through. Wait. You know what? He might have looked at that and said, oh, there's not much left and you're depleted on the gas. Maybe it's better to save that. Brings him back out to the center. Dewalt with very, very little left that I can see. Okay, he's got like a decent amount of Corsairs. Okay, he's got a little army here. He's got a little bit here running away. Okay, yeah, his army is just fragmented all over the place. Yoon right now trying to chase down these probes. And I just realized I hadn't changed the score here from Ruined Scan. I'm sorry about that. I know you already typed it in the comments, and I found it before I read that, so you didn't help me at all. Anyways, now the Lurkers come up and will attack down this Nexus. I think that this game is just about over, guys. I think Yoon has pretty much done it. Now, this might be the last chance here for Dewalt. He's bringing in his Corsairs. He needs to get something big done, but the defense here is way too much. Dude, his drop getting dismantled. The Corsair is doing all right, but everything else absolutely smashed. And GG. That's going to be it. Game 1 going to Yoon. Hope you guys enjoyed.